So this singular AI agency client pays me $3,000 to $4,000 every single month. It is not because I'm better at using AI or technical in any way or because I know some secret tools. It's because I learned the right thing first. And I know a lot of people are going into 2026 here, learning AI agents and AI automations and prompts and workflows, and this stuff is great, right? These are things that supposedly should make your AI agency be able to scale and make more money, but I'm telling you from experience that that is not the thing that's holding you back. What I do is I run an AI agency that sells recurring services to local businesses, right? And most of my clients are worth like $3,000 to $4,000 a month. And the uncomfortable truth is that businesses do not care about AI. They just don't. They care only about outcomes. So in this video, I want to walk you through what I would learn instead of obsessing over AI agents or automations. Because if the goal is to actually get clients, retain them, and build something long-term that's scalable, you need more. And this video is just going to be based off of what's already worked for me. So hopefully if you're trying to build some kind of AI agency or agency business that offers AI as a service, this video might save you a couple of months of doing the wrong thing. So I've got kind of a list of things that I kind of want to just cover here and break down, a list of about 8 things. And the first thing is the big lie in the AI agency space. And it's that if you learn these tools and if you understand how to build AI agents and chatbots and automations and you know these skills, then you'll be set. You'll have clients. You'll make a ton of money. The truth is that you have to spend all of your time focusing on client acquisition because these tools do not mean leverage. If you think about right now, what input could you possibly put in to get at most of the output/outcome that you want, right? Learning these skills seems like the obvious choice. It feels productive. Learning these tools, being more proficient, and actually building out these automations and hosting these chatbots and doing all this stuff, like these sound productive and they sound high leverage, but the truth is that they're not. Okay, these don't convert into clients. I mean, I've helped tons of guys in the past scale up these businesses to $10,000, $20,000, or even $30,000 a month, and the truth is that they spend so long setting up prompts, tweaking prompts, setting up agents, building automations, hiring developers, like all of this stuff, sidetracking them from the only thing that's high leverage in that moment for them. Yes, it's good to understand your service, but the truth is that like none of this matters if you don't have any clients. I don't understand why you would spend so much time perfecting your service without clients, given that the one thing that you can use to make your product better is feedback from your clients. How can you perfect a service when you have no feedback? So that's the first thing I want you to understand. Number 2 is why businesses don't buy AI. If you think about a business owner, right? If you think about the way that they think about 3 things only. They care about 3 things only. They want leads, appointments, and revenue. Okay, they do not wake up in the morning and say, I want an AI automation to handle this. No, they wake up and say, I need more jobs booked. I need more calls. I need more revenue. Otherwise, I'm going to go out of business. A common mistake I see for all these people is they will go down this path of, figuring out their service. And then they will basically try to start offering services by using demos on, sales calls and stuff and showing them what they can provide. It's like, yes, those shiny objects are great, but I'm guessing if that's you and you've, experienced that, they're like, no, but I want jobs. I don't care about a fancy website. I want more work. Can you get me more work? Okay. And that is the reason why I offer my services in the way I do, right? AI only matters if it moves one of those things. If you can get leads, appointments, or revenue, then it matters, right? And for some business owners, like I have guys that don't even trust AI. They don't even think it's real, yet I use it to fulfill 90% of their services. These are, when you talk to an older business owner, the non-tech savvy guy, AI is going to confuse him. If you explain AI in a sales call to him and like show him a demo of calling like an AI or something, like he's going to be like, what the fuck? Like, what is that? Like, I want revenue. I don't care about this. I want more jobs. And as, in our eyes, it's like, what do you mean? This will obviously get you more because of the second order consequence. But it's like, a lot of these guys don't understand that, right? So you have to shift the conversation to here's what the AI does to here's how this will make you money. Okay, that's the most important thing. That's the biggest distinguishing factor. Now, because AI without distribution is a demo. If we can't sell it and we don't have clients paying for it, 1, we don't have feedback to actually improve our services, and 2, like we won't make any money. And that's a perfect segue into number 3, which is what actually makes me money. The thing that makes me money is not learning the tools. Okay, it's learning how to sell outcomes, how to sign clients, client acquisition systems, ROI, and how to keep delivery extremely simple and streamlined. I didn't start by, like, I'm just thinking back to like when I started, like I didn't start by learning any kind of like tools. You know, I didn't learn how to do automations and like do all this stuff. Like, yes, I learned by doing, but by doing for a client to get feedback on what I was doing. You know, if you think about this for a second, and if you spend a lot of time working, you know, building out automations and, you know, perfecting your service and making your service really good and your fulfillment amazing, then, and you don't have any clients, it's like you'll never get feedback and to actually improve the system. You know, if you think about a system with an input, process, and output, feedback is there to improve it, right? And if you don't have a client, how could you have feedback, right? You get no feedback. It's like you're endlessly like swinging like a piñata in like the dark. Like there's just no way to do it, right? So what you have to get really, really good at if you want to make a bunch of money is to sell outcomes. Keep delivery extremely simple. And this is the reason why I offer what I do, which is ads plus AI. Okay, I don't just offer like an AI service. I offer ads plus AI. Because another like thing that I don't think a lot of people think about is business owners don't have tons of calls. You know, if you're offering AI calling, AI chatting, or AI agents, which is like usually 90% of these agencies, it's like you need to make sure that they have enough call volume to actually make that make sense, especially if they're paying a couple $1,000s a month, right? So by combining ads and AI, you were able to, one, handle their lead gen and get them more leads, which is a direct, tangible thing that they're looking for. You know, it's very outcome driven and outcome oriented. And you use AI to convert those leads into appointments. And then they just see like, oh, I get more appointments. I get more sit downs with people at the kitchen table to sell my services, whatever kind of niche that you're in, right? And that is my service and why it's so valuable and so lucrative to these guys, because they see it. They don't see just like, oh, it's an AI agency. It's an AI service. They're just, you know, doing some AI stuff for me. No, it's a direct service to get them more appointments, more leads, and more jobs booked, more revenue. That is what's the most important thing. Like if you want to master client acquisition, you have to keep it extremely outcome driven. Number 4, the skill stack that wins. Now, I want to break this down very clearly. It's very important that you kind of focus on the right skills coming into 2026 here. There's a lot of ways you can spend your time, a lot of ways that are low leverage, but a lot of ways that are high leverage, right? If we think about things that will scale over time and skills that will basically compound for you, it's ads, you know, outbound, basically marketing, sales, and fulfillment. Those are the 3 aspects of the business, right? And fulfillment is important, right? That is when you have the client success comes in and the management, but like you need to focus more specifically on the client acquisition part. Okay. I think a lot of people get held up and kind of think that their bottleneck is that they can't service their clients well when they only have 2 or 3 clients. The truth is that you have 2 or 3 clients. You don't have enough to get what you want. You just don't, right? You need more. You know, if I had like a penny for every time that I've had someone come to me directly and be like, oh, and I need help with fulfillment, I've got a couple clients and I want to capitalize on them. That makes sense. In theory, it sounds productive, kind of like the whole learning the automations thing. It sounds productive. But the truth is that like you need to learn how to sign and close clients. You need to think about your business as a system. Yes, obviously you need a service to sell to them, but like you need to think about it like the start of the system is getting clients, you know, marketing and sales. And then from there, it's fulfillment, right? Before we get to fulfillment, we need to make sure we can market and sell ourselves, which, believe it or not, you don't need to completely know what service to provide in order to do that. And that might sound, you know, sketchy, but the truth is that if it's outcome driven, it doesn't matter. These guys don't care on how you fulfill, like the specific hows. They just want the outcome. And if you are confident that you can get them the outcome, then they'll pay you for it. And before you know it, you have an excess amount of clients and you can scale extremely easily, because from there, you just got to fill in a few bits and bobs based on the feedback of your clients and build your fulfillment system and repeat it for every single client like I've done. Right? That's the power of ads plus AI, is that with that kind of system, there's no one-time projects. There's no custom developing projects. Like it's literally just a one-time solution, right? That fits all of your clients. Like you can literally just run the same ads, have the AI backend system, use it as a template with something like GoHighLevel, sell it to all of your clients in snapshots, and then there you go. You have a scalable service that is worth a lot of money per month because you're actually getting them the outcome instead of just filling some kind of small gap inside of their business. So number 5 is the reason why I believe most AI agencies kind of stall or die. Now, I see so many people, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, but I see so many people do one-off projects, custom everything, custom solutions, hiring developers to create custom projects, and there is no repeatable delivery. Okay, I'm telling you right now, if you want to make a lot and focus on the right thing in 2026, focus on something that's repeatable, something like ads and AI, something that you can scale. It doesn't have to be that. Maybe it's some kind of website, use or whatever, but like whatever you sell, make sure that whatever it is, it's scalable, that you can replicate it for a lot of people without that much work. There's so many different ways to make money, so many different business models, so many different services that you can provide being one of these agencies. I mean, literally the definition of an agency is just a service business that's online, right? And if you have some kind of AI in that, yes, you're ahead of the game because you're taking advantage of the fact that this stuff is getting really, really good and really valuable. People want to take advantage of it. But you need to make sure that you have, 1, repeatable delivery that you can do for every single client, and 2, recurring revenue that doesn't actually, make you burn out from the insane amount of complexity that goes into it. If you have a one-time project for every single client, you will burn out from the amount of operational complexity that comes. If you think about a business and every aspect of it, let's say you have an offer. You have one offer, one product, one market, one type of fulfillment, one service. All that stuff is 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. That equals 1. All of it equals 1. But if you have 5 services because you have 5 clients and 1 different service for each one, 5 offers, 5 price points, all this stuff, it ends up being like 20 million when you multiply those, right? And that's how operational complexity works. And if you want any chance at scaling past $5, $10, $20,000 a month, then you have to make sure that that operational stack is extremely simple and streamlined. You can't have one-time projects and custom everything if you want to scale. And by the way, I do have a 10-hour free course in the description of this video, so you can check that out and see exactly how my service works and see if it's something you want to learn more about. But number 6, the opportunity that most people are missing. AI is getting cheaper. It is getting better constantly. Everything, advanced prompting, constructing these agents, all of this is going to be completely obsolete. All of these skills. Everyone says, "Oh, I want to learn how to prompt better. I want to learn how to, build out these agents." But the truth is that all of them are already getting built out. The people who win in the end are the people that are going to be selling the actual outcomes. The strategy, the distribution, and the problem solving, that becomes more valuable because AI is going to get better and better and better. Already right now, you should know this, depending on what service that you're planning on offering or you already offer. Like, it's easier to fulfill now than it was 1 year ago. Or maybe what you offer right now wasn't even around 1 year ago. Imagine 1 year from now, right? The only people that are going to still be alive, including my agency and countless others that are crushing it, are the people that are selling outcomes, that are getting people tangibly more leads, appointments, and revenue, right? Think about it like just a business, right? Like a business standpoint. Like these businesses that are hands-on, home improvement contractors, general contractors, dentists, like these hands-on things, these will not get replaced by AI. 99% of stuff will. So being on the front end of their growth by helping them get more book jobs, more appointments, and selling them an outcome, you are going to be positioning yourself in the right way in the next coming years. So once again, the people that win sell boring outcomes to boring customers, use AI quietly in the background to help fulfillment, make it easier, and focus on cash flow and revenue, especially when it comes to a positioning standpoint. So number 7, I want to explain how this sets you up to win long term. If you can get recurring clients, simple fulfillment, that you can scale, and more importantly, scalable systems, you will win. Okay, obviously you're going to need to iterate and change based on the market and based on like how these services are actually doing, right? Because everything's going to be constantly changing. I mean, once again, think about how it was 1 year ago versus now. Like everything's different. The entire landscape's different. So it's very important that you constantly iterate, but more importantly, have recurring clients, because if you don't have recurring revenue, like the companies and businesses that do have recurring revenue, like your competitors, other AI agencies, including mine, like we will crush anyone that doesn't have recurring revenue. We have that much more fuel. We can put that into advertising, put that into hiring, like whatever it is, we have the options because we have a recurring service. That's why ads and AI is so powerful, right? Simple fulfillment, right? A fulfillment system that's scalable among lots of clients. These couple things are by far the most important thing, right? If you want to win long term, you need recurring revenue, you need simple fulfillment, and you need scalable systems. Those three things are the most important by far. And that's the reason also why I've been spending so much time focusing on fulfillment, right? On this channel is like fulfillment's really important. It's important to understand the service that you're providing, especially if you want to even get into selling it. But the truth is that the bottleneck for most of these guys is not fulfillment. It's client acquisition, and it's more importantly the service that they're actually offering, because most people are doing one-time projects. It's like you need something that's scalable, you need something that's long-term, you need something that can give you recurring revenue, right? AI is not going away. Okay, the tools are getting better and better, constantly better, and the only thing that will, stay and last is proper business fundamentals, right? Selling outcomes, learning valuable skills that actually have leverage, understanding your constraints and focusing on them, and not special fancy features. Okay, these features don't matter. It doesn't matter how you set up your ad campaign exactly. It doesn't matter how what voice you have for your AI agent and like how built out your automation is. That is not high leverage for you. What's high leverage is selling the outcome, signing more clients, and actually growing the business, not just perfecting an offer in the dark. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found some value. I hope you learned some things. These are just kind of, some bullet points that I've kind of had on my mind the past couple of days about like what I would do kind of coming into 2026 here, especially if I was kind of starting from scratch, seeing how the market is changing. So if you want to succeed long term, hopefully that was valuable. And yeah, I'll talk soon.